It was like a drug at that particular time because I was realizing, man, there's so much more I can offer the game than just being a player. So that year, when it comes to this last ring that I got, that year was all about me figuring out how to transition into something other than playing, because at this point I was being incredibly, again, I'm a senior in college, I'm getting ready to graduate, and there was a young fullback coming up. He was in our tight ends room. His name was Tanner Nails. Tanner Nails, who's from Houston, and not only Tanner was a great tight end, but Tanner could also be the guy that could jump out at fullback. Then he could also be the wing back. There was so much flexibility when it came to Tanner and what he was about. Now, luckily, they were able to redshirt him my senior year, his freshman year. But I knew by the time his time came, it was going to be basically the five guys that they wanted to basically play was going to be Matt Fiala, Chris Fenelon, Brett RC, Dave Shookery, and I was the fifth guy. And I knew in my heart, because again, I'm smart enough to realize, okay, Tanner is going to be the guy that comes in because he's younger and he could do more than me. He would be the better option. And that's just me being a man with some intelligence, a man with some common sense. Realize, hey, you got to go with the younger guy. I was developing more as a coach than I was as a player at that time, because you're going to think I had seen the best of the best. High school coach, Bob Malloy, I mean, the best high school football coach in all of Maryland. I had the late Carl Torbush, had the late Ken Sparks. Got an opportunity to work in the working world my sophomore year, to see a lot of entrepreneurs and trainers and be in that manager and see exactly how business works. And then, then I got to Stony Brook, and I found myself more intrigued about evaluating talent and evaluating how players move and stuff like that. And that's what led me to I have to tell my story. I have to tell my story in a way that's going to inspire people to continue to go after their goals, number one, but also be very realistic about where the game is going to take you, what it's all about, and what college football can do for you. And that led me into the role and the things that I'm doing now. So that's what it's all about. And as I close you guys out, I challenge you, as you're watching college football this weekend and you're seeing all these guys, it's always going to be rough, and I don't want it to ever stop being rough. But it's these times that I told you, these rings are just a representation of being able to handle tough moments and handle certain things that come up in the season. When you're part of a team and you're able to be around folks that are going to continue to push you and continue to push